We've got a fun one tonight around the corner for the Coast to Coast Racing League. Tonight it's the Eldora Speedway as we come to you with live coverage, getting set to go for Rebels action. So glad you could join us, everyone, here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Mario Sakala with you, joined alongside Brandon Dittmer and Zach Chapman. It's a special Knoxville Nationals week here, as a bunch of us will be headed to Knoxville for the Knoxville Nationals. But we've got this race for us to deal with here. Zach, we're looking forward to this week here on Monday Night Madness at Eldora. A fun one and a track everyone wants to win at.
Yeah, definitely a good night for racing here. A little smaller crowd than usual because, as you know, got a lot of guys heading to Knoxville for the big race here with the sprint cars this week. But we should have a good night of racing here ahead of us, guys.
Absolutely. Brandon, let's talk about the Rebels here at the moment. And right now, coming on in, the main man that everybody is chasing in the Rebels point is the driver of the 181, Jeff Kemper, but it's very close.
Yeah, he's been really fast all season long, but unfortunately with Isaac being gone, he's really been dominating. But he's going to be able to pull away a little bit, and we'll see how everybody else can fare. I think if you can manage that bottom, I think it's going to really come into play here.
Absolutely. Well, we are getting set to go for our first heat race of the night for the Rebels. And we're going to get right down into business. Heat 1 brought to you by the friends at Flatline Racing Bodies. Here's a look at your starting lineup. On the pole position, you have the driver of car number 83. That, of course, is Brandon Dittmer. And next to him is the driver of the number 94 in Gary Offutt. Row number 2, it's the 122 of Brian Dickens. He's next to the 2 of Cody Graham. And then in row number 3, you have Michael Birthday. Next to the driver, the 888 in Steve Maurer. Jeff Kemper rounds out the field in the 181. He starts from the 7th position. Brandon, best of luck here in this heat race.
Thank you.
As the Spider Monkey starts from pole position here. Here's how our normal night goes on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. If you are new with our program, random pill draw for all the drivers here. And then it goes by heats. Everyone will make the show here tonight, so heats are 8 laps, 2 heats. First heat will determine the inside of the grid, and the second heat will determine the outside of the grid. So a lot to look forward to in this one.
Yeah, I think here on the first lap, Marty, you're going to see these guys be real aggressive because track doesn't look very worn out yet. So, probably going to have one groove here for a little bit. So you're going to have to try to make it work early while everybody's close together.
Absolutely. So set to go here is Brandon Dittmer. Gary Offutt will bring us to the green flag. Heat 1 is underway.
Smell like shit in there, doesn't it?
Apologies for those language. Somebody's mic is going on as Gary Offutt has the lead on Brandon Dittmer into turn number 3. Offutt looks for the drive off, and he's got it. Leads lap number 1 over Dittmer. Brian Dickens looks low. He wants the second spot. Zach, this is a track where the low line is going to be the place to be.
Yeah, a little bit surprising. I think maybe the low line is going to be the place to be on turn 1, lap turn 1 and 2 when before the motors wind up. But I think once they get them wound up, they're going to want to be up high.
So right now, Offutt's having a good race at the moment. A 14:07 lap time last time by. Dittmer runs second. The 3-car race for third. Dickens sideways. Him and Graham are hooked. And Graham up in the air, he goes, and also collects Kemper in the process.
Yeah, Kemper had gotten the wall at the same time they were wrecking, and I think his right front was broke, so he couldn't even miss the wreck if he wanted to there, I don't think.
So top 3 currently nose to tail here in Offutt, Dittmer, and Birthday. Remember, second and third are both out of the Training Wheels Racing Camp. 3 laps to go. The top 3 are running the high side, though. But I got to ask, this is my answer right here. Dittmer looking for the slide job on the 94. And Gary taps the wall. New leader, the Spider Monkey, to the point, Zach.
Yeah, Gary tapping the wall there was just enough for Brandon. I think that might ice it for him because Gary's got to get it together and try to protect second now. And Brandon can just run his own race.
Birthday up on the cushion for the second spot. White flag is out. 1 lap to go in heat race number 1. Long way around for Birthday to take the 2 spot. Now tries underneath on Brandon Dittmer. Can he get the run? Where's the Spider Monkey? Oh my goodness. Hang on a second.
Yeah, we just lost him in box too.
Brandon,
it
what
looks like.
happened? We've got nothing from Brandon. He may have disconnected coming to the checkers.
Yeah, it's according to the grid here. I'm looking. He finished 4th, so he disconnected right as he was about to cross the line.
Wow. Well, that's a heartbreak.
Yeah, that's a tough one for Brandon.
So now we move on to heat race number 2, brought to you by Langdon Mechanical. Here's a look at the starting lineup. The Flying Fry, Kevin Fry, starts on the pole position, and next to him, it's the 218 of Superman, Kurt Schatzer. Row 2, it's the 014 of G.J. Boydell. Next to him, the 75 of the Mayor, Steve Bixler. Row 3, the 63 of the Moose, Joe Musso. Next to the 4 of Greg Parmalee. And in the back of this one, Gavin Chatham. Now, Chatham, remember last time we were with you in the Rebels division 2 weeks ago at I-55, Chatham was very fast all night long, but fell short to 1 man each time, and that was the 35 of Connor Ross. This time, he has to start from the back thanks to the pill draw.
Yeah, that was quite a week for Connor Ross that week. He had parked at Victory Lane a couple times there earlier in the week, and then he had, if I remember right, he had a podium then in the A-Series then that night.
Those that are just tuned in on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, we apologize for the technical difficulties, and we appreciate you moving over to our backup link while we had it on at the Slide Job Racing Network YouTube channel. Now, if you're a regular on the C2CRL, you can switch back over there. Again, if you have been waiting patiently, our Heat 1 winner was Michael Birthday in the number 95. So we're ready for heat race number 2. Fry and Schatzer make up the front row. Here we go. Fry to the lead with Schatzer second. Bixler and Boydell, they are wing to wing for third, going into turn number 3. Boydell decides not to throw the slide job. That gives Bixler control of the 3rd spot. But it's Kevin Fry that commands all the troops at bay. And he's got a 7/10 of a second lead on Kurt Schatzer early.
Yeah, I think I like what he's doing in 3 and 4 with the slider. I think that kind of is a fast line, but I'm shocked to see him go to the bottom in 1 and 2. You saw Schatzer, he ate it up a little bit there that last cycle. Looks like he's clawing him back in there when he runs the high side 1 and 2.
How about the start from Gavin Chatham from 7th all the way up to the 3rd position, running the longer groove. Schatzer, as you saw there, tapped the wall for a split second, but he keeps the car going. Now, something I just thought of here when it came to Brandon Dittmer, why he came close to the Heat 1 win, is you see Bixler get a handful there. Remember Dittmer told us before we began the broadcast that his graphics card was overclocked just a little bit.
It's the internet.
Oh, it was the internet?
Yeah.
Perfect timing, wasn't it, Dittmer?
Oh, amazing timing.
Not just once, but twice.
Oh, yeah.
Once the internet dying out, second, me coming to you. I didn't even realize it. Oh, Boydell and Bixler touch. The 75 saves it. 2 laps to go in Heat 2. It is all Kevin Fry. 1.1 seconds the gap on Superman. White flag is out. 1 lap to go in heat race number 1. It's a good start for the Flying Fry, who will start second tonight. Kurt Schatzer finishes second. Gavin Chatham third. Joe Musso fourth. G.J. Boydell fifth. Greg Parmalee sixth. Stephen Bixler seventh. But Kevin Fry, your Heat 2 winner here at Eldora. And so it is time for the warm-up, brought to you by the Oshweekend Speedway. We're going to step aside and go to break. Stay with us. The feature coming up next. Knoxville Raceway. They're lean. They're mean. They're 700. Welcome back, everyone, to the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Warm-ups are in the books, and it's Michael Birthday who is the quickest. Well, we are just about set to go racing here for 30 laps around the Eldora Speedway. Let's meet the field. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your catalytic recovery starting lineup. On the front row, it's Michael Birthday in car number 95, and next to him, it's the 21 of the Flying Fry, Kevin Fry. Row number 2, Gary Offut in the number 94, and next to him, Superman, Kurt Chatzers in the 218. Row 3, it's the 888 of Steve Maurer, and next to him, it is the 99 of Gavin Chatham. Row number 4, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83, next to the 63 of Joe Musso. Rounding out the top 10 here on the grid, it is the number 2 of Cody Graham, next to the 014 of GJ Boydell. Row number 6, it's the 181 of Jeff Kemper and the 4 of Greg Farmer-Lee. Rounding out the field on the grid, the rolling 122 of Brian Dickens and the 75 of the Mayor, Steve Bixler. Alrighty, Brandon, wishing you all the best.
Thank you.
Yeah, tough hill to climb for Brandon after the internet deal. That sucked. He had a good car. He looked good.
Absolutely.
Anybody can do it, though. It's him.
Absolutely. So we will see what goes down here in our first feature of the night. Just a heads up as well, if you are staying tuned here throughout the night, we will not be broadcasting the GT3 portion of tonight, and the reason why is because it's normally a long race. I am going to bed at 11 o'clock, and so when we get done, I am going to shower, get ready for bed, and go to sleep at 11 because I'm waking up at 7 o'clock to eat breakfast, then leave at 7:45 and head to the airport. So we'll see what happens here. Hello to Dean watching from Oskaloosa. I'm assuming him, Isaac, and Mike Mallet are watching as well. But alrighty, Zach, real quick, a pick. What do you got?
Oh, man, I'm going to go with Schatzer here.
Alrighty, not bad of a pick here. But we're ready to go green. It's the Lucy Olsen start. Green lights are on. Michael Birthday gets out to the jump here. Kevin Fry, Kurt Schatzer race for the second position. Gary Offa back in third. How about Brandon Dittmer up in the 6th spot? Closing in on both Chatham and Offer. Lap 1 though led by the 95 of Birthday, but Kevin Fry closing in here for this race lead earlier on board with the 21.
Yeah, Kevin looks good up there. He's doing a real good job of getting real close to the corner wall and entry there. He's hugging, and as I say that, Schatzer looks good too right behind him.
14:27. Oh, Fry rides the wall as he chastains it. That loses second and gives Schatzer the runner-up spot. Gavin Chatham looks to break the podium as well as he rolls on the bottom. And it's 3 wide in a turn number 3. Can Fry get back in that 3rd spot? Yes, he can. He doesn't give it up. But Kurt Schatzer now in that 2nd spot. He just ran the quickest lap of the race last time by, and he closes in on Birthday for the lead here.
Yeah, he is right against that wall, Marty. I'm surprised Michael hasn't moved up, but nobody's warned him that Kurt's coming here, but Kurt's coming fast.
They are Hoosier to Hoosier out to turn number 2. And a new race leader, Schatzer, powered by off the high braking. Meanwhile, Kevin Fry tried the slider on the 95. That did not work. Here comes Chatham for the 3rd spot. Fry tries the slider once more, tries to see if he can get a nice line out of it. Very tough to do here at Eldora, especially during the feature.
Yeah, just binding yourself too much in the middle of the corner, and it's tough to get a run. I think Gavin might get him here.
3 cars under a blanket for that 2nd position. Fry wants that 2nd spot back. The 95 of Michael Birthday. He goes, tries to control the slider. Nothing he can do to it. 10 laps in the books. Oh, and Fry gets the wall again. He's got to be careful. He's trying to get as much as he can on the high side. He's just risking the biscuit here at the moment, and that costs him third to Gavin Chatham.
Yeah, after this new build, I'm gonna be shocked if that right front's not bent at all. It's so tough to get in the wall and not bend things now. I mean, as it should be, but definitely not as forgiving as it used to be.
Well, iRacing has a camera set on the right front suspension. That's how it looks at the moment, and so far it doesn't look too bad, but we'll keep you posted on it throughout the night. Chatham back into that third position, but oh, contact between Fry and Chatham. As Fry tried to get a run, and you're back on board, that nearly led to a huge error.
Yeah, it's a tough one there, but you know, you got to kind of know that's coming. They've been throwing sliders back and forth, so you got to kind of, you know, preemptively try to position yourself to cross that over.
Let's look back up to the front as Schatzer's in the wall. Birthday is closed in once again. That time, he tried to throw the slider on the 218. That did not work, though. Well, let's look further back here. Joe Musso's in 5th. He's up 3 spots. Brandon Dittmer 6th. Cody Graham 7th. Jeff Kemper 8th. Gary Offit, Steve Bixler battle for 10th. We are halfway home here. 15 up and 15 down. Schatzer's still leading. Second, though, Michael Birthday. How does he recover after Schatzer took the lead? Is Schatzer maybe using up his tires, or what do you think?
You know, that's what I was thinking there, because you see Birthday, he had thrown a slider line in 3 and 4 there the past couple laps, and now right there he went right back up to the high side, almost as if like, you know, it's halfway now, it's time to go, and he is running him down ever so slowly, but you know, it's one thing to catch a guy, another thing to pass him.
Look at those last 5 lap times. The last 2 laps, Schatzer has been slower. We'll see how all that can change here. Gap is 0.4 of a second with 12 laps to go. Best race on track is for 7th, meanwhile. Kemper against Graham, and that's the points leader. Keep in mind that 181, and he's up 4 spots. Could get up 5 if he gets past Dittmer. And if he gets the hard charger of the race here, remember, that's 5 bonus points towards the championship that Kemper could use to his advantage. Ooh, hang on, Dittmer, that was close. Gap now down to 0.3 between your top 2. And the leaders are about to endeavor lap traffic. And Schatzer rides the wall. Oh, the leader spin! Birthday! Schatzer go around. Chatham takes the lead. First caution is out of the night. Oh my goodness. The top 2 get together. Let's get you another angle. We showed it to you live. Schatzer pretty much, Zach, caught the wall, and Birthday, as he tried to get to the inside, Schatzer steered out of it, and man, that's just a tough break.
Yeah, I mean, Schatzer's just trying to keep the car alive and keep first place after getting in the wall, you know, biting sideways. And Birthday, wrong place, wrong time. Nothing he could do. Not his fault, but I mean, that's a racing deal. What do you know, that's going to happen.
Nothing he could have done. But now this gives the leaders an opportunity to get that quick repair done, and I believe as well with a quick repair as well, you get fresh tires too, no?
No, they haven't. They don't have that on, so you still got to stick with the same tires like in real life. But tell you what, Marty, big beneficiary here. Jeff Kemper up to 4th place now,
and he is up 7 spots for the drop of the green flag. And remember the points gap coming on into the night. It was 15 points over Joe Musso, and the 63 is ahead of him by a spot. So a single file restart as we have under 10 laps to go. Gavin Chatham currently your race leader, and he is looking for win number 1 of the season.
Don't think Kevin Fry forgot about Gavin parking it on him either.
Absolutely. Chatham as well, also looking for his first ever win in the Rebels division. You see Fry wants it inside. Chatham fires as we're back to green. 9 laps to go. Fry's underneath, slide job from the flying Fry. Chatham counters it back, and Chatham clears, but Fry wants to throw the slider again. Welcome to Slide Job City at the Big E. New leader, it's the 21 with 8 laps to go.
Boy, you knew that was coming, Marty, but that's good, hard racing, man. We got to battle for the lead, and we got to battle for third place.
And you see Fry as well, Zach, working on that defensive line. Nearly catches the wall once again. That's the thing he's got to be careful about. How many times he has caught the wall this evening, even when outside of the race lead. Because look at this. Oh! Chatham punts Kevin Fry. How in the world of 21 saved it, I don't know. 6 laps remaining.
Yeah, Gavin's getting that big run out of 1 and 2. He's going to get it again here, and I think he's looking for that slide job, but Kevin's been running that slider line, so Gavin's going to have to keep it up high. He's going to have to do it on the high side, I think.
On board with the driver of the 99, who is so much better on corner exit. Fry, of course, you see as he throws the slider a lot better at quarter entry. The 99's got a chance. Underneath he goes. The flying Fry shuts the door on him. This is some good stuff. Kevin nearly catches the wall. 4 laps to go, Zach.
Yeah, Gavin's getting such a good run in 1 and 2 that he's got to stay committed to the high side. He's got to sacrifice here a little bit in 3 and 4, and he's going to get such a big run here in 1 and 2 that I think he's going to make
look
it
at
past
this.
this lap.
3
Get
laps
him here, Marty.
to go. He could get him right here, right now. Now, if it comes down to the white flag with how hard they're racing, what does Chatham do here, Zach?
Well, I mean, you got to go for it. You don't want to say he's the quicker car, but boy, he looks fast right now, and, you just got to find a way around. So, gonna use that bumper, I think.
Kevin just trying the defensive lane, preventing the slide job from happening by the 99. White flag is out, 1 lap to go. Kevin Fry a lot better that last time by 3/10. Chatham, I think, bounced off the wall. Fry hanging on off in turn number 2. It comes down to the final corner. Hold your breath. Kevin Fry or Gavin Chatham. Chatham rides the wall. The flying Fry takes the win. Phenomenal racing by both men.
I did not think that slider line was going to hold off for that many laps, but boy, Kevin made it work. He did a great job doing it, Marty.
Fry the winner, second Gavin Chatham. And rounding out the top 3 and your hard charger, the driver of the number 181 in Jeff Kemper. Now, apparently we also had another wreck break out. Let's show that to you while the top 3 pose for a photo. And it was between Bixler, Dickens, and Birthday. Did not bring a caution flag out. I'm not too sure why. As they all caught the wall, Birthday went around. It's because they were in the final 2 spots. That's why. So, but Fry able to park it in victory lane. And a look at your results here from tonight's feature. That is from the warm-up. We want the feature, please. Thank you very much. Kevin Fry, the winner. Gavin Chatham, second. Jeff Kemper, third. Fourth, Joe Musso. Fifth, Brandon Dittmer. Sixth, Cody Graham. Seventh, Gary Offut. Eighth, G.J. Boydell. Finishing in ninth, Greg Parmalee. Steve Bixler rounded out the top 10. A look at where the rest of the field finished. Right there. All right, we are just about ready to go to talk with your top 3. And we will begin with the driver of car number 181, that being Jeff Kemper. Jeff, nice charge for you tonight to finish in the 3rd spot after starting from 11th. How did you do it, and how important was that to make sure you finished ahead of Joe Musso to keep that points lead?
Oh, man, I don't know necessarily how I did it. I'd definitely give credit over to Connor Ross. I'm actually running the Knoxville setup is what I was doing here with just a little bit of a fuel change. And, other than that and just being able to hang on, got in the wall a few times on the outside there, but being able to collect myself and not let it affect me too much mentally, I was able to get back in it and just keep making passes out there.
Absolutely. So your setup as a whole, you just said it went from Knoxville over to Eldora. What similarities do the tracks have in some way from your perspective?
Probably only the length. That's about it. But, banking's a lot more at Eldora, so that changed stuff. But we had a pretty tight race car over at Knoxville, so I don't know if that transitioned over to making it be able to handle here better for me. I'd have to ask Connor on that one.
Gotcha. Well, who do you want to give shout-outs to on the run?
Oh, my Gambler Motorsports teammate, of course, Connor Ross for the setup. Got to thank Aiden Young, Young Gun Creations, Ling Gear Company. I got to thank you, Marty, and Slide Job Racing Network. Got to thank Cool Ray and C2C, Roger, and everything they put on here.
All right, man. We'll let you go. Great job tonight.
Thank you.
Proud of you, Jeff.
Jeff Kemper, our third place finisher. Gavin Chatham finishes runner-up here tonight. Gavin, oh my goodness. What a great run in those final few laps. What more, though, did you need for Kevin Fry to get by him?
Kevin not to block the slider line. He did a good job. I mean, that's what you got to do to win these races, man. I mean, it's a tough field. It's everybody's tight. We're competitive, and we were definitely the faster car there. And unfortunately, I thought he was gonna. I just let him do it because I'm thinking he's gonna burn his tires off, and we'll get a huge run off the top. There are a couple times there where I had to really let off the gas to save him. From either spinning them out or wrecking us both because he was just the slider he was using. It was right when we're coming off the corner we were meeting, which was no good for us. Man, this one might hurt more than Lernerville does. I can't catch a break. I mean, I'll take a second place finish. Obviously, consistency's what we really want, which is great. I felt pretty good up top. I felt like that was our racetrack, and I felt pretty good about it. But Kevin was doing what he needed to do to win the race, and I can't fault him for that. And congrats to him.
How much have you been improving on in these last few races? Because you do not have a Rebel win yet since you joined the Coast to Coast Racing League, but you've been contending for them, that's for sure.
It's just part of being consistent and getting a lot of seat time, especially with the new build. And I raced a ton of officials to try to just be consistent and be fast. And our program's been we for some reason we've seen the new build. It's going well for us. We're doing very well on Hometown Heroes on Wednesday night in the sprint cars. We're doing pretty well here as well. We're just close. It's always the first one's always the hardest one to get, and once you get that, you usually knock down the door and start getting more. So hopefully we can get it there. But we're running good. There's nothing. Obviously maybe a better pill draw would have been nice, and we get to start up front. That's what it was. A lot of it was whoever got to the top first. And Kurt and I forget who was running second there at the time, but when they got to the top, they were fast. I mean, they were looking good, and I knew it was gonna filter up to the top, and it did. And but no, I mean we're running good. We're being consistent, just seat time and being patient and learning learn how to drive the car, and we'll keep plugging away at it.
Who do you want to give shout outs to?
I just want to thank you guys for doing an awesome job with the broadcast. It's always fun. Going back and watching the races, and too, I've heard so people love watching the broadcast. Just want to thank Chatham Motorsports, Mike Schick Motorsport Design, Velocity Race Design, and Northeast Outlaw Motorsports. I want to thank everybody at Coast to Coast for putting on this league. It's always fun to come out and race, and it's good and competitive fun. And I want to thank all the fans for coming out and watching. I hope me and Kevin put on a heck of a show for y'all. And just want to thank my fans too for coming out and watching and supporting.
Absolutely. Great race tonight. Great job.
All right, thanks, Marty. We'll see you.
Oops. Didn't mean to cut him off there at the last second, but we now move over to Extreme eSpeed TV Victory Lane to talk with your winner, the number 21 of Kevin Fry. Kevin, here is a fun fact. Last time you won in the Rebels division, you got to go back to February this year at I-55. This one's got to feel good after being back and forth and catching the wall a couple of times throughout the night.
Yeah, that wall sucks you right in. But yeah, feels good to be back in the winner circle again, especially with all this tough competition week in and week out. Gavin gave me a run for my money, and man, I just kept on holding my line and doing the sliders, and hopefully that that I didn't make a mistake, so he could get back under me and get a good run on me. So I just can't thank him enough for not running me over and causing us to crash. I didn't get to see what happened to Scheitzer and the other guy up front, but I was battling with Gavin, so I was trying to catch back up with him. Didn't see what happened up there, but cut a lucky break, and here I am.
Yeah, so what happened was Schatzer rode the wall, and his birthday made a pass to the inside. Schatzer got off of it and slid left into him and spun both of them around. So
Bummer. Dang it.
Making those slide jobs though, were
Mm-hmm.
there any concerns about tires in the final laps?
Yeah, I could feel the car. I can hear the engine revving a little bit higher and higher each time I did a slider. So I was just thinking, I was like, well, there goes my tires. I just wasted them. And I figured Gavin would, catch me really quick. But I don't know what if he caught the wall or what happened to him, or he ran out of tires too. I don't know. But I could feel the car getting more and more loose each lap. So I just kept on backing the wing up and just trying to, save the tires as much as I could. I don't know what they were at that time, but I think I finished with the right rear with like 60-something%. So I still had a little bit of life in them.
Well, a great win. You're in victory lane. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
I want to thank Dirty South Sim Sports. I can't thank those guys enough for all the setup help and all the driving lines and the teaching and the coaching that they do over there to help me get better at each and every racetrack. I got to thank 2-1 iRacing Designs, keeping my car looking sharp. Marzoff Inc., Twisted Tech, and CarQuest, Paris of Texas. Can't thank those guys enough for the added support and the sponsorship that they give. Thank you, guys.
Alrighty, well, we'll let you go. Congratulations on the win. A really
Thank you,
good
Marty.
one. Good to see you back in victory lane.
Thank you, sir.
Kevin Fry, your winner in Extreme eSpeed TV Victory Lane. So we will step aside and go to break. When we come back, it's Renegade action at the Big E. Stay with us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
first point. Yeah, Lucy Olson, talented sophomore.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We are getting set to go for live coverage of the Renegades division, and the Renegades are brought to you by Dylan Westbrook Racing. So we get set back to go racing here, ladies and gentlemen. Marty Scala joined alongside Zach Chapman and Brandon Dittmer. It may be Knoxville Nationals week, but there is a heck of a car count. 25 drivers with us tonight. So, Zach, while we're at it, what do you think of this car count?
That's what I was just looking, and I see he didn't put a time in yet, but I was about to say pretty much everyone but Bandy. But Bandy and Moonin are here. They just haven't put times in. So we got everyone. This is going to be a hell of a race tonight. We're going to see a lot of slide jobs, and we're going to see a lot of riding that wall. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Brandon, the one guy we have to watch out for, and he's in the field, of course. I am talking about the defending champ of the Knoxville Nationals. That is the salesman, Blake Chapman.
Blake, I don't know how he does it. He gets around every single one of these tracks so freaking smooth and just nails everything. I don't know how the heck he does it, but props to him for doing what he does.
Dean says it the best. It's his sandbox. We're just we're just out there playing in it.
Yeah, that's true.
So while we're at it, let's take a look at chat and see who you all are rooting for here. Hello to Gary watching. He's always a regular viewer of Coast to Coast. He's also watching Oscar Lisa on Flow. So thanks for tuning on in, Gary. Patrick said last 8 races for Blake. Oh my. And Patrick's got a great point. Last 8 races for Blake Chapman, 7 wins and 1 second.
Oh, stop.
I think that's in all of Coast to Coast. It can't be in all of sprint cars.
7 wins and 8 starts. That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. Got to put a bounty out on him.
No kidding.
We have to do a Galen's popcorn bounty, possibly.
No kidding. Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it. I love it.
But anyway, practice going on here at the moment because of the stuff going on with the heat races, with the over-the-car count. You'll notice here we've got our heat headers set to go with the top 4 drivers transferring out of each heat. So Spangler says this counts as sprints, midgets, and late models. So.
I wonder if he's factoring in the Knoxville Nationals too in that, if he missed that stat, because that would be another win.
Yeah, that's a good point. Patrick, did you mention, did you put in the Knoxville Nationals in that or no? That's actually a good question to ask. But anyway, currently rocking and rolling with the practice here at the moment, and it's the high side banger. That's the quickest, and Patrick Spangler at 13.214. Tyler Wilson second quick. He is 2/10 off the pace. But the Salesman has been running really well so far this season as well in Renegades, having its best season yet here.
Yeah, and I just went and took a look at the standings. Leading by 66 points over Tyler. And his instant count's so low. That's insane. It's almost 0.1 lower than Tyler.
Yeah, something to think of as well. Keep in mind, Wilson does have, both Wilson and Spangler have one less start. So they've already used their first of 2 drop points.
Yeah, they're one start less, but they're just so close in points. It baffles me.
Yeah. It's going to get wild in these final few weeks of the season. So, but we are ready to go for the first heat race, and heat race number 1 is brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. Here's your starting lineup. On the front row, it is the Macho Man, Tyler Wilson, next to the Salesman, Blake Chapman. Oh, baby. We have got your top 2 in points on the front row in Heat 1, and they will be battling for the pole position. Row number 2, Gavin Chatham in the 99. He's next to Bob D. Good in the 7. Row number 3, Gentleman Jack Hitt next to the Ayla Outlaw, Preston Kramer in the 07. And rounding out the field in Heat 1, Joe Musso in the 63. Big shout as well to Jack Hitt. Him and I ran a fun race in the late models last night. That was broadcast on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Battling mid-near back of the pack or so, and late in the race. That was a fun race. Jack, I bow my hat to you. Great, good racing. So. But Heat 1 here, Zach, about to be wild.
Yeah, man, we got the Macho Man and the Salesman on the front row. I mean, I'm anxious to see. I think if you're the Macho Man, you got to go in and sail it off into turn 1 and just try to get there.
I think some of the guys here, Brandon, may have taken some notes from Kevin Fry on how to tackle this place.
Yeah, and it would have been the smart thing to do is to watch Kevin, especially after that entirety of that feature. That top side's going to be very important. This track is a lot more gone than what it was in the Rebels feature. I wouldn't be surprised if the bottom starts coming in maybe just a little bit.
Well, we're going to see what happens. Again, top 4 transfer. Winner starts on pole. Bottom 3 have to go to the last chance showdown. Heat race number 1 underway at Eldora. Wilson immediately clears on Blake Chapman. Gavin Chatham, first driver on the bottom. It's 3 wide for the position. Jack Hitt gets the slight edge on Preston Cranmer. Chatham now underneath on the 42 of Wilson for the lead, and he drops back to 3rd. Wilson leads lap 1, but Blake Chapman all over the tail, Brandon, for this race lead.
He's right there all over because there's a big slider coming in right now. Cleared, beautiful slider, and he is going to get a run.
Wilson,
counter back.
Wilson, though, to counter it back here for the race lead. Chapman wants this well. Slide Job City going down the back chute for the race lead. Can the Salesman clear off for 4? Yes, but Wilson has a huge run with 2 laps complete. check that. 3 laps complete. Wilson slides up. He's got the lead back once again, Zach.
Yeah, I just think it's so much harder to cross over coming out of 2. You see Blake, he couldn't really get down there without getting that right rear squirrely. So he's got to try to get a run here. He's got to try to throw the slider there in 1 and 2.
Now Blake Chapman just continues to follow Wilson in his path. I think he wants to try and force the slider late in the go. And nope, he's going to do it now. Slide job by the salesman. You bet. Chapman to the lead. Wilson, though, counters it back once again as they're Hoosier to Hoosier into turn 3, Brandon.
Yeah, these guys are really going at it, and I'm loving every second of it. Crossover, slider, and it's just a fun thing to watch, honestly.
Your top 2 in the Renegades points, giving the fans a treat here in the first heat race. Wilson, another slider, but we've got 1 lap to go here. Zach, is Wilson in the catbird seat?
Yeah, it was like Blake was listening to me. He gets such a good drive crossing over coming out of 3 and 4 that, yeah, you could throw that slider, and I think he's finally going to be able to cross him over here. I think Blake's
wait a
going to win
second.
this.
Blake Chapman's got a chance at it.
Oh, no.
Wilson wins the heat.
Watch him, man. Maybe eat my words. What a run by Wilson.
0.07 of a second. Gavin Chatham 3rd, Preston Cranmer 4th. That is just the beginning of the Renegades this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Heat race number 2 brought to you by Langdon Mechanical. Here's how they line up. It's the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer, on pole position. Brandon, is that your second pole tonight?
It is my second pole.
Next to him, Trent Verstraeten in the 88. Row number 2, Jeff Kemper in the 181. Next to the Brewer to Beast, Jeff Barker in the 30. Row number 3, Stephen Gollner in car 30. Next to him is the 51 of Shorty, John Short. Rounding out the field in the 7th spot, Kyle Sargent in the 91.
Map out turn 1 for us here, Brandon. What's your dream here in turn 1? What do you want it to happen?
My dream is Trent to not get a very good jump, and I can hopefully get up to the top. But knowing Trent, he's going to be right on the ball, and he's going to be right there.
Field makes their way down the back chute. I would watch closely as well, just for the heck of it. Stephen Gollner in number 30. Although Bandybuild has had a tough time adapting to the new dirt package, you just never know, especially at these bigger and faster tracks.
Yeah, can't sleep on him or Shorty in this one. And maybe Kemper too. He looked good at the end of that last feature, and track's pretty similar to the B feature right now, so we'll see what he's got for these guys.
Well, winner starts on the outside of the front row, and again, bottom 3 to the last chance showdown for 10 laps, where we'll take the top 8 out of that. Dittmer and Verstraeten set to bring us to the green flag. Time to get them going for heat race number 2.
Tell you what, Dittmer did a great job of riding Trent up that hill a little bit, making him fire in the slit.
Slight contact between Verstraeten and Kemper. Verstraeten says it in 3. Kemper and Dittmer touch this time, and Dittmer's to the wall. Everybody scatters.
Yeah, I think Dittmer there, he wanted to go for that crossover.
Gollner get together. Dittmer also involved, spinning, keeps it off the wall, luckily, but it's Jeff Barker that takes the brunt end of it. And look who has moved into 3rd. Maybe not for long. Nope, he's got it still. Stephen Gollner in the 30s, Zach.
Yeah, Gollner, he's going to be on a charge here. Tough break for those guys, but that's going to happen when you're racing hard. Leader's coming up on a lapper here.
That is the 5:13 of Barker, but your race leader Verstraeten catches the wall. Here comes Kemper. He is up on the tail tank of the 088. Your race is on for the lead halfway home in Heat 2 here, Zach.
I told you, Marty. He thanked Connor in that interview. He said it was fast, and this track is really close to that B feature. You cannot sleep on Jeff right now.
Slide job, Kemper. No, decides not to go for it. Very surprised he didn't choose to do the slide job. Until now. Oh, man, he gives him the lane just barely, but Verstraeten clips the wall. And watch out for John Short, though, here, Zach. He's the quickest driver on the track with 2 laps to go.
Yeah, Shorty's loving what he sees because Trent, now he's going to, no, he didn't put it up again, but Trent is having to slowly lift out every time, and Short is eating up in that gap.
3 cars, a chance to win heat race number 2. Put them on a blanket. 1 lap to go for Straighten, Kemper, or Short. They both take the top. Kemper bounces off the wall. Short decided to diamond it. Short sends it into turns 3 and 4 for the 2nd spot. Tight here at the line for Straighten, ends up with a heat win. 4th spot belongs to Steven Gollner. But as for Straighten, that is your heat race number 2 winner. And it's Sargent, Dittmer, and Barker to the Last Chance Showdown. So now we move to heat race number 3, brought to you by Top Notch Trucking. Here's your starting lineup. The captain, Gary Taylor, up on pole position. He is next to the Flying Fry, just coming off the Rebels win, Kevin Fry. Row number 2, the Desert Demon, Terry Landis in the 161. He's next to the boss, Ross Corinna, in the 10. Row number 3, the final row, the Bassman, Roger Craig in the 747. He's next to the 49 of the Bandy Built Master. That's Jesse Bandy. This looks like this looks like 3 retreads against 3 regulars. Am I not wrong here, Zach, or what?
I don't think Harry's in the retreads, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
But
So-
no, yeah, I think we just got 2 here, Roger and Gary.
So we've got heat race number 3 coming up here. Brandon, who's your one to watch?
Oh boy, I gotta look again. Don't count out Ross Corinna coming outside from outside that second row. He's been fast kind of all season long. He really got it together last week or this past week at Knoxville. So I expect Ross to kind of come alive here.
Tough draw here for Bandy too, but hopefully this is the week he can put it all together here, and maybe we can talk to him after the race is over.
Have to see what happens. Half a lap away from coming to the green flag. Winner starts inside of row number 2. Fry and Taylor bring us to the green flag. Let's get him going for heat race number 3. Whoa, look out, look out, look out. Corinna loses the front wing already and collects Roger Craig in the process. Bandy moves to 4th early. It's Gary Taylor and Kevin Fry for the lead. The captain leads lap number 1 in this one, but the best race is for 3rd at the moment, Brandon.
Yeah. Fry's information that he learned from the Rebels, he's going to run down Taylor really quick. Oh, and there goes Landis into the wall.
Moves back down to the 4th spot. Bandy from last to 3rd early. Kevin's up on the wall once again. That allows the captain to pull away just briefly. But look how sideways that Kevin Fry was down the back chute. You don't see that normally.
No, you know, I mean, he sees the guy out in front of him. He knows he's got the car to go get it done, but he's just got to be patient. He's got to be smooth. Got to be careful there on exit as he gets on the wall again a little bit.
He's got Bandy right on his tail, who is looking for his first ever win in the Renegades competition, but halfway home in Heat 3. Gary Taylor's liking this, but he's got Fry up on the top shelf where Mama hides the cookies for the race lead. Hoosier to Hoosier into turn 3. Kevin Fry goes to the point. Yes. Taylor drops down to 2nd, Bandy 3rd. Brandon last time by. Kevin Fry had the quickest lap of everybody, a 14:35.
Yeah, and he's doing really good there, just trying to like short slide himself into the corners, backing it up. But you got to watch out for Bandy here. He's really starting to figure something out. He's coming up now really hard.
As he is side by side with Taylor for the 2nd position. Makes that look easy, but he's got 1 lap to catch Kevin Fry. Can Jesse Bandy do it is the question. I don't think so, because Gary is still underneath him. The captain a little bit sideways off of turn number 2 and off of turn number 4. The Flying Fry wins heat race number 3.
What a run for the captain, though, man. He hung right with those guys.
Yes,
he made
you gotta give him
made him
credit.
earn it.
Hello to Dino once again, as he says, Slide Jobs indulging in some Miller Lights here at Oski. Nice. Alrighty. Ready to go for heat race number 4. Here's the starting lineup. On the pole, Jeff Flero in car number 200 out of the Quebec area. And next to him, it's the high side banger, Patrick Spangler in car number 39. Row number 2, Barry Goldner in the 36, and he's next to the detective, Steven Spees in car 55. Final row, it's the Money King, Kyle Moonen back in car 24. Rounding out the field, Brandon Templeton in the 31. This final heat race brought to you by Maurer Farm Management.
A front row for Spangler. He's got to be the betting favorite here, right?
Probably. Brandon, what do you think? Oh, Kyle Moonen's playing some gamesmanship early.
It's going to be hard to bet against Patrick here, especially starting on the front row. Watch for Templeton coming from the back. I think if he finds something early, I think he'll be able to come right on up.
Well, we're going to see what happens here. Flero and Spangler bring us to green for the final heat race. Winner starts outside of row number 2. Early, but it was just about 3 wide for the third position, which it is now. Speeds up in the wall. Moonen edges out for that third spot, just barely. Barry Goldner has the final spot. The slide job by Spangler puts him out in front. Flero tries to counter it back for the race lead. Going to turn number 3. The 200 goes back into slide job city. He's got it. Spangler counters and edges him out the line here, Zach.
Yeah, nobody turns it off the wall better than Spangler. He's showing you how to run that crossbar, and then he gets in the wall 1 and 2.
Advantage to the 200, a Flero to the lead. Spangler looks to find a way to fight back. Brandon, do you think he follows Jeffy, or does he go underneath? He catches the wall once again, though.
He'll follow for a couple laps. Patrick is a very patient racer, and he will wait for his chance to pounce.
But watch out for that 24 closely, Zach. Kyle Moonen is closing in after starting from 5th.
Yeah, you know, you got to think every guy you pass here is 4 spots in the starting grid. You know, it's Eldora, tough place to pass. You got to go.
Here we go.
I mean, this is an easy 4 spots. Got to go get it now.
Slide job, Spangler. Spangler wants to go get it now here, but Flero's not giving up. Last time by for Spangler, quickest car on the track at a 14:17. This is a fun one. 2 to go in heat race number 4.
Yeah, they're running hard up there, and Moonen got in the wall, and now Steven Spees is right behind Moonen for 3rd.
Now does Spangler try to run away with this? We'll find out what happens. Opens up the gap with 1 to go in the final heat race. Moonen and Spees battle it out for the 3rd position. Flero up the wall. Looks for one last slide job attempt off of 4. The high side banger wins heat 4. Flero 2nd, Moonen 3rd, Spees 4th, Templeton 5th, and Barry Goldner 6th as we are about set for our B main. So we are taking the top 8 in all of this. Bottom 2 will go home. Let's meet the field. Here is the starting lineup. On the front row, it is Gentleman Jack Hitt in the 217. Next to him, it's Kyle Sargent in car 91. Row number 2, the Bassman, Roger Craig in the 747, and Brandon Templeton in the 31. Row 3, the Moose, Joe Musso in the 63. Next to the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer is in the 83. Row 4, Ross Carina, the Boss in the 10, and Barry Goldner in the 36. Rounding out the field this evening, Bob DeGood in the 7, and the Bruton Beast, Jeff Barker, who is in car 513. So, Zach, it's now a race of how bad do you want it? And we will focus on the final driver in a transfer spot when we complete lap number 1, Zach.
Yeah, two guys catch my eye here. Ross Carina and Brandon Dittmer. They're two guys who looked fast there, but caught some bad luck. And, hopefully they can keep their noses clean. You got to stay out of that trouble the first couple laps and then go for it. But definitely want to be smooth these first couple laps because, 10 cars starting under a blanket here. It's going to get hairy in 1 and 2.
So 10 laps the B main. Winner starts from 17th position on the grid tonight. Gentleman Jack and Sargent set to bring us to green for our last chance showdown. 10 laps. Here we go. It got a good jump off of turn 2. Sargent a little bit sideways right in front of Craig. Allows Templeton to fight for the runner-up position. Sargent third, Craig fourth. Oh, look out. Craig goes around, collects Musso. Oh my goodness, a whole bunch of them. Big one breaks down. Who's going to get out of this one first? Roger moves up into 8th. Barry Goldner down to 9th. Barker the last one out. And now this is where it gets good here, Zach, in the Gambler B main. And Musso has lost the front wing of his 63. Barry Goldner takes the final spot.
Yeah, a lot of mayhem going on here. Tough for Jeff Barker. He's going to try to run around without this front wing. Hopefully somebody gets into an accident is what he's thinking.
Musso has pulled it into the pits. He is eliminated from the feature. Barry Goldner, though, looks underneath Carina for the 7th spot. Remember, those two share an alliance with each other. But a good delta at the moment here, Zach. 2 seconds between Barry and Jeff Barker.
Yeah, and that's got to be something he's paying attention to. Does he have to really pass for 7th here? No, but it looks like he's maybe going to try.
Think about it if you're Jeff Barker. This is not the situation you want to be in, or not the situation that Carina wants to be in either. Because Carina came in 5th in standings, while Jeff Barker came in 6th in the points.
Yeah, it's tough, and Marty, we don't do provisionals, so he's got to race his way in.
Kyle Sargent, Brandon Dittmer, the best race on track for the 3rd position. It's Brandon Templeton leads the field, but Sargent rides the wall. Oh, him and Dittmer touch. Save him for now. That was a close call between both of them. Through goes to good, up to 3rd, Zach.
Yeah, hopefully Brandon's listening to us. Settle down out there, bud. You're in the show.
Dittmer's down in the 4th spot. Still the best race on the track. Meanwhile, Ross Carina now is down the final transfer spot. That lead is really opened up. 3 seconds over the 5:13. White flag, meanwhile, out for the 31 of Brandon Templeton. 1.4 second advantage on Gentleman Jack Hit. Makes his way through 3 and 4. The dirt track bank number 31 to see the checkers. And we'll start from 17th spot by winning the B main. Hit second to good, 3rd, Dittmer 4th, Sargent 5th, Roger Craig to finish in 6th, Barry Goldner in 7th, and the final driver into the feature tonight is Ross Carina in 8th. So preliminary events are in the books here at Eldora. It's time for the Osh Weekend Speedway warm-up watch. We'll take a commercial break. Stay with us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
How about the reverse for Lucy Olsen? She has her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Warm-ups are in the books, and it's Blake Chapman. That's the quickest. And ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Coast to Coast Racing League, all the fine drivers and sponsors, we thank you so much for choosing to spend your Monday night with us. It's now time to meet the field of 24, ready to take the green for 30 laps at the Eldora Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your catalytic recovery starting lineup. On the front row, it's the Macho Man, Tyler Wilson in the 42, next to Trent Verstraeten in the 88. Row number 2, it's the 21 of the Flying Fry, Kevin Fry, next to the 39 of the High Side Banger, Patrick Spangler. Row 3 on the inside, the Knoxville National Champion, the Salesman, Blake Chapman, next to the 51 of Shorty, John Shore. Row 4, the Bandyville Master, Jesse Bandy in the number 49, and Jeff Valero in car number 200. Rounding out the top 10 this evening, Gavin Chatham in the 99 and Jeff Kemper in the 181. Row number 6, it's the captain, Gary Taylor in the 34, and Kyle Moon in the Money King is in the 24. Row 7, it's the Ayla Outlaw, Preston Cranmer in the 07, and Stephen Goldner in the 30. Row 8, the Desert Demon, Terry Landis, the 161, and Steven Speed in car number 55. As you take a look as well at row number 9, Brandon Templeton is in the 31, Gentleman Jack Hitton in the 217, Bobby Good in the 7, Brandon Dittmer, the 83, round out the top 20, Kyle Sargent, Roger Craig make up row 11, Barry Goldner and Ross Carino start for the back, but no call to the grid by John Short, so this will be interesting as he decides to start from the pits. Alrighty, it's prediction time here. Brandon, first off, best of luck.
Thank you.
Zach, who are you picking to win?
Don't hate me, Brandon, but I mean, you can't pick against the popcorn salesman. Blake's been on fire, and I don't know. I'm anxious to see what he can do here, starting from 5th.
All right, thanks for taking my pick. Give me Patrick Spangler to get it done here tonight. Well, we are set to go for the Lucy Olson start here at Eldora. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now, from coast to coast? It's showtime at Eldora. Through turns number 3 and 4, Tyler Wilson, Kevin Fry, still wing to wing. The Macho Man leads lap number 1. Blake Chapman rides the bottom. Patrick Spangler high, wide, and handsome up top. They race for the 3rd spot at the moment. Fry still down low on Wilson for the race lead. Zach after 2.
Yeah, I'm really surprised. Kevin and Blake making it work down there. I mean, they aren't making up a bunch of time, but I mean, they're there, and it's so difficult to run the wall right now.
Spangler is making that cushion work just barely. It's a thin cushion, though, at the moment. Off of 4. Nice drive. He clears, and he wants 2nd from Kevin Fry. Good battle for that runner-up spot at the moment.
I mean, Blake did this at Knoxville, you know, when he whipped all our butts in the Nationals. I think he's running that bottom. He's going to save that right rear tire and about halfway.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Kevin Fry slammed the door right into Patrick Spangler's face as the race for P2 is heating up. Five laps complete. Tyler Wilson's led all 5 of them. Jeff Kemper, the Rebels points leader, rounds out the top 5. He started from 10th on the grid. How about the run he's got going early?
Wowzer, you know, I mean, we were both coming on there at the end of the Knoxville race. Connor Ross, he's been building our setups. He's been building rockets, and Jeff is hugging that wall. He looks so fast.
Oh,
right
my.
Now. My gosh.
Are we going to go 4 wide off of 2? We nearly did. Spangler sends it in and move the high side Banger to 2nd, but 1.2 seconds behind the Macho Man. Fry now stuck in the middle in a 3 wide situation. Now a 3 wide for 3rd with Kemper up top. It's a fun start to this one. Move the 181 to the podium just barely. Jeff Valero has crashed. No caution flag. We stay under the green. Best lap on track currently belongs to the 99 though, Zach. Gavin Chatham, a 14.62.
Yeah, he's another one who we saw come on late in that B race, and a lot of guys running the middle, a lot of guys running the bottom. He's running right up against that wall. He's just trying to pick his spots.
Blake Chapman, though, starting to hang on as that is, I believe, the 34 of Taylor who brings it into the pits. Very slow on the racetrack. Gary Taylor has grabbed, and same with Brandon Templeton. First caution flag is out. I think as Taylor was limping it to pit road, Templeton didn't see him coming, and they just simply hooked. Let's see if that was the situation. First off, let's tell you about Jeff Flaro's incident. This is our first gambler yellow of the night. Let's see if there was contact between him and the 07. There was, and it sent Flaro making a great save, but loses the front wing. There's the contact between the 91 and the 34. Now, how does Gary grab? We gotta go about a little while later. As you see, he's got no front end. He's just limping into the pits. Everyone's going up top, as I think as Gary's trying to bring it down into the pits. Oh no, it was a separate accident. Watch Templeton here. Oh man, just a wild situation between him, Corinna, and Dittmer. That was very strange there, Zach.
Yeah, it looked like Ross maybe tried that short slider, and then I don't know if Dittmer saw him coming and tried to cross over real quick, or it just bit loose, but they all got into each other. Not much they could do there, I don't think.
So ready to come back to the green flag. We double them up. And here's how the field looks, and I believe the choose row in effect for tonight too, with it being a long track. Tyler Wilson, the leader. Him and Patrick Spangler make up row number 1. Jeff Kemper, Blake Chapman, row number 2. Jesse Bandy, Kevin Fry, row 3. Gavin Chatham, Steven Spees, row 4. Kyle Moon and Trent Verstraeten round out the top 10. We come back to green from the Mission 22 restart zone and watch from the Chapman drone.
Yeah, and keep an eye on Spees. He's in that same setup Kemper is in. He's up 8 spots as Kemper passes for second. Man, he's on rails.
Oh, man, look at Jesse Bandy work on the outside, who started from 7th spot. But, yes, Jeff Kemper has something under that 181. Moved up to the runner-up spot, and he wants the lead from the 042. This is going to be good.
Driving like a man possessed, Marty. He's just got to keep his cool here, be patient. He's definitely one of the quickest cars on the track right now.
Spangler now down to 3rd. Chapman and Bandy. Caution, Brandon Templeton in the 34-1, second gambler yellow of the day. Let's see what happened to him. Ooh, just caught the bumper of Roger Craig after him and Sargent made contact. A nice 360 though by Brandon. I'll give him some style points for that. Here's the ride on board. Alrighty. So the choose rule back in place, and Kemper decides to stay right behind Wilson. Zach, I actually like that decision because that puts Spangler inside row 1.
You're darn right, Marty. And then it's a lot easier on that single monitor to go off the guy in front of you than it is to go beside you, too. I like the move.
So let's see what happens here. So we'll have 1 lap to green this time. It's Wilson and Spangler, row number 1. Kemper and Chapman, row 2. Spees and Bandy, row number 3. Moonen and Chatham, row 4. Templeton and Fry round out the top 10. So we're set to come back to the green flag. Dean Reynolds wants to see Patrick bang that cushion. 14 laps are complete. Intermission 22 restart zone. We're back racing.
Excellent job on the restart there by Patrick that time. Caught Jeff sleeping, and now he's got third place.
Kemper all the way down to fourth. Spangler wants the lead, throws the slider on his teammate. You've got a new leader. It's the 39, the high side banger. Wilson wants to counter it back. Another Templeton spin. No caution. He brings it back to the fence. The training wheel teammates are going for the lead, but watch out, the salesman right behind them. Spangler puts the 39 back out in front. Ooh, this is some good stuff. Meanwhile, a stack up from fourth on back with Bandy and company. Dittmer is slow in turn 3. We go to yellow. Dittmer has towed the 83 to the pits. I'm not sure. He was already slow on track due to something prior. Oh man, look at the damage on the front. I think he just had to pull it to a stop. He was trying to get as low as possible. Unfortunately, that going to the yellow. I don't know if there was anything between Templeton and Dittmer that caused this to happen. Ooh, Dittmer already had front end damage. Couldn't steer, and Templeton got in the back and then put both of them in the wall. Not a good night, Zach, I think, to be a Brandon.
Nah, tough one there. Yeah, it looks like Dittmer just got a little loose there going into 3 and 4, and then Templeton got into his rear end, and I think when Dittmer got in the wall there, it just broke the right front. Couldn't really do anything.
So we have the choose rule in place. This time Spangler selects the inside. I think he wants to get the slide job in place here.
Yeah, I mean he's got the front start or P1, I believe, so he'll get he'll get the start here, so he can go up and slide in front of his teammate. I bet that's a little coordinated, and they can race out for the lead here.
Elia, thanks for tuning on in tonight. This is Eldora Speedway we are racing at here for our 8th race of the season in Renegades competition. Spangler and Wilson, row 1. Bandy and Chapman, row 2. Spees and Kemper, row 3. Moon and Chatham, row 4. Stephen Goldner, Kevin Fry round out the top 10. Set to come back to green and put 17 laps up on the board. A great jump from Spangler, who immediately moves up to the top, but here comes Jesse Bandy. He wants the second spot off of Wilson and finds the gap. Great move from the 49. And look at that, Steven Spees. From 16th to 12th, where did the 55 come from, Zach?
I told you, him and Kemper, they're both in the same setup as Kemper gets in the wall. He's been fast, but it seems like he struggled up high.
Oh, big crash. Goldner got sideways and one upside down. It's Kyle Sargent.
What a wild flip for Kyle Sargent there.
Preston Cranmer, Jeff Flero, Stephen Goldner, Kyle Sargent. Show you how this all started on our Malcolm's Mills Mill right here in play. Goldner and Cranmer just racing. Goldner tried to thread the needle, and Cranmer just slightly got him as he's trying to save him. There's Roush. Renault was the 5th car involved in that one. But the wildest ride comes from the driver of the number 91. He's right on board with him. So he was already in the wall. Just trying to avoid this route.
Yeah, tough one for Preston there as he slides into the corner. You know, you're thinking 2 wide at the most, and then all of a sudden 3 wide. And didn't come up much, but came up just enough.
Man, Jeff Flero absolutely nowhere to go in that rack. And he took 2 licks in that one. And this is going to be interesting now with Jesse Bandy in that second spot. Up on the outside for this restart. Spangler, we're going to expect the slide job to come from him after he fires first here. But I would not be surprised if Bandy got a nice run off in turn 2 and challenged for the lead here, Zach.
No, me either. And Marty, you know, we're only a couple laps over halfway here. We got a lot of racing to go, and I'm sure people have used up that rear tire a little more than they'd like to. And with these cautions, you know, you got to wonder if you're sealing over the tire. You got to try to keep the heat up, and you got to see who's ready to go here on the restart.
We'll just have to see what happens. Spangler ready to fire on the Mission 22 restart zone. Green lights are back on. See Wilson crowding Bounty into turn number 1. He got a great jump. Bounty not giving up on that second spot, though. Just handling barely on corner exit. And Bounty hangs on to second, but for how long? Here comes Blake Chapman in the number 20. Looks for third on the Macho Man. A great race. 15 laps to go. They're 3 wide, nearly 4 wide. In turn number 2, just outside that top 5. But the race for the lead is on here, Zach. Bounty wants a run on Spangler.
Yeah, even if he doesn't want to go on Spangler now, he knows he has to because the salesman in third place is coming, Marty.
Well, he absolutely is as you ride on board here from the rear end of Patrick Spangler. Watch that race for second breakout. Chapman with a run underneath. Tries to throw the slider. Oh, he may go 2 for 1 here in the corner. He just couldn't get the slider to work, but we have a yellow flag out. And it's for John Short in the 51.
Yeah, tough one for Blake. He didn't want to show his hand, but I think he did now. But I think he was going to clear him had we not got that caution.
See if we can get that to load up. Here we go. Short was blanking out there for a bit. I think when he came back in, he was already around. John Short, past winner at Eldora with the Renegades. All right, so we'll try this restart again with just over 10 laps to go. What are you thinking here at the moment, Zach?
The surprise here for me is Blake. He was third at the line. I'm a little surprised to see him not go bottom here because Patrick, he starts the race here for us. And I think with how fast we saw Blake, he'd want to go in there and try to follow Spangler right around him in turn 1 and 2. I'm a little shocked that he went up high.
Something crazy to think about as well. Patrick Spangler, multi-time champion and the defending champion of the Renegades. He's looking for win number 2 on the season, which would tie him with Tyler Wilson for the most. Chapman also looking for win number 2. Wilson looking obviously for win number 3. But Jesse Bandy in second. Remember, he's looking for that first career win in the Renegades. He's come close a couple of times, but it's fallen short late in the going. Great restart from both Spangler and Wilson. Bandy falls back to the 3rd position. Wilson shuts the door. Bandy tries to counter it back. As they're side by side in 3. Let's watch Bandy here as he tries the slide job. That doesn't work. Chapman nearly barely, I think, got the 3rd spot the line. We'll have to see as the yellow flies for Corinna and Dittmer. Both of them have been in wrecks tonight. This is not the night that they have won.
And I think Blake was pretty lucky to get 3rd place at the line there because, it went back about exactly how I said there. You don't want to let those teammates line up on that restarter. They can count that down for each other. And, if you let them do that, you're almost guaranteed to lose a spot there.
What was the gap at the start-finish line? I would like to know that.
Let me look here. 4 thousandths of a second.
Wow. I knew it was going to be close in the thousands. That's on board with the Spider Monkey of Brandon Dittmer. One of the many guys I'm looking forward to seeing this week in Knoxville. By the way, I want to take a moment as well. And to all of you that also follow my real life stuff, I was announcing at Land of Legends on Saturday night. And I definitely want to appreciate all the messages you guys sent me, whether it's before, during, or after the broadcast. Support means a lot. Another fun night of racing there in Canandaigua on Saturday night with a first-time winner of the big block in James Sweeting. Another awesome night.
Well, we love you, Marty, and whether you like it or not, you're one of us. So, we support our own.
Definitely appreciate it, man. Thank you. All right, 1 lap to green, and it will be 10 laps to go on this restart. And now, this is interesting. Wilson goes behind Spangler, and Blake Chapman, the first guy up top. I think Wilson senses something, being the second car, that inside line. I think he can try and get a training wheels 1-2 finish here.
Yeah, like I say, I imagine Patrick's going 3, 2, 1, go in that Discord, and Tyler's firing right with him. So that's the move for those guys, and it's got to be what they do. Teammates got to be your best friend here.
Have to see what happens as we have 10 to go at Eldora. And Blake is caught sleeping on the restart. Bandy up to the 3rd position. And Moonan's up on the wall while running in the 6th spot. He's got front bumper damage, but he gets the spot back. Yellow is out for Kevin Fry. And so that takes a lap off the board. And this also means we have single file restarts the rest of the race, so this should clean things up just a bit.
Yeah, and I believe, looking at it here, yeah, Bandy beat Blake back to the line there. So Blake lost 2 spots on that restart. That was a tough one for him, and he's going to have an uphill battle to get those back here.
Just tried to look underneath on Kemper, got way too low. And man, Preston Cranmer got close to being involved in that one. That could have been big. There's just a slight contact, just scrapes the front wall. So that puts Kevin all the way back out to the front of the field. 18 drivers, though, we should mention, not 17 drivers, I should say, currently on the lead lap. It is 18. A couple of drivers left out onto the racetrack. Let's bring Brandon back in here because he's in the pits, and I'm assuming he's going to be done for the night. Brandon, what are you thinking of the racing here up front so far?
The racing up front's been great. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to see much of it personally, but those guys are just gonna, or especially with Patrick and Tyler on the same Discord, they're gonna get along great, and they're gonna make sure they do whatever they can to get a 1-2 finish, and good for them.
Spangler leads, Wilson 2nd, Bandy 3rd, Chapman 4th, Moonen 5th, Kemper 6th, Spees 7th, Head 8th, 9th, Chatham, Landis 10th, biggest mover of the race. Gentleman Jack up 10 spots after starting 18th. 9 to go, coming back to the green flag. One hold, sir. First guy on the bottom is Blake Chapman for the 3rd position. He almost thought about shutting the door on him, but couldn't do that. Bandy has the 3rd spot still with 8 laps to go. Sly job by the salesman. Can't get it to work. Kyle Sargent has crashed. He jumps into the pits. We stay under the green flag, but it's Patrick Spangler 7 laps away from win 2 of the season here, Zach.
Yeah, and like, Brandon was saying, he's got his best friend behind him. I mean, I'm sure Tyler Wilson wants to win this, but he's going to protect hard here.
Big crash into
Gavin Chatham in the 99 went around in the corner, and we'll see if anybody else was involved. I think Stephen Goldner may have caught a piece of it too. And a tough break for Gavin, who I believe was running inside the top 10. Here's what. Gavin with a wicked slider and loading catches it. Oh man, all 4 wheels up to the ground. There's Stephen Goldner. Uh-oh. Should we sing it, guys? Pick to find time to leave me loose wheel.
Holy netcode, dude.
Right on board with Gavin.
Yeah, it looked like Moonen did a good job of crossing him over on my end. Didn't look like he really hit him, but iRacing made him hit him.
Yeah, he was nowhere close to him.
And there is the runaway tire. And I think for Stephen Goldner as well, that was 12X, so that, I believe, disqualified him from the race.
You would be correct, Marty.
So Chatham will have to line up in the back of the field. If you're Patrick Spangler here, Brandon, what do you think? I know he's your teammate, but what is he thinking inside the race car with all these yellows coming out?
I hate this many yellows as a driver. You sit there always just thinking about your next move. We saw it at the 360 Nationals. the guy or Brian Brown had so many chances at that last chance, and he finally got it, and he took advantage of it. You might see the same thing here.
You're exactly right, Brandon. That's what I was thinking, because how long can Bandy stay patient behind those guys?
About to find out here. 6 laps remain. Chapman tries again. That bottom step of the podium. And this is a race where Blake wants to finish in that top 3, considering he is fighting both Tyler Wilson and Patrick Spangler for the championship here, Zach. There's the slide job attempt for the salesman, and it doesn't work. And here comes Kemper for the 4th spot. Oh, man, he nearly got Bandy there. That was tight, Zach.
Yeah, you know, he had to go to try to get Blake while he was being aggressive, and that's the one thing I love about that kid. Blake, you know, is the bottom the fastest right now? No, but he's always trying to pass. That kid he doesn't have an off button.
Ditmer, Bandy made a mistake. Chapman took advantage of it big time. A slide job for the 49, down low.
Exactly, and these guys are both very patient. They're going to wait for their time to strike, and right now it's just a blow after blow at each other as Bandy kind of blocks the slider from Chapman.
A little bit interesting there as we've got 2 laps to go. Bandy's up on the wall once again between him and Speeds. They get together. Speeds is around. We're going to overtime. Kyle Moonen also caught up. 2 of the Vanderbilt drivers involved.
Oh no, dude.
Another late race accident for the Vanderbilt Master. While contending for a win. Here's another look at it. So Blake threw the slide job. They didn't have anything to that slide job. Bandy just rode the wall here, Zach. A lot like what Kurt Schatzer did. That Speed just did a wheelie, and Moonen just got clipped in it.
Yeah, I think Bandy regretted trying to cover off that slider line in 3 and 4, because it really let Speeds get up on him in the straightaway. And I think, you know, running too wide and then having a guy come up on you real quick, you know, rattled him a little bit. Helped him get in the fence there. Tough break.
Nice speed shot of that one. Let's go on board with Jesse. Steven Spees won the late model race on Sunday night. Man, what a heavy crash he took.
Yeah, he's a guy who loves that slick. He comes out of nowhere at the end of the night.
Last guy, Kyle Moonen, who was just about ready to take away 3 spots and just made the left-hand turn a little bit too late. So we go into our first of 2 attempts at a green-white checkered. Gonna see what happens here in overtime. Spangler sends everyone to the bottom as much as possible. 2 laps to go. Spangler holds serve. Chapman down to the basement as he wants that 2nd position. Tries to slide job, doesn't work. Meanwhile, white flag is out. 1 lap to go for the high side banger and Patrick Spangler.
Look at Jack Hitt looking for the podium.
3rd win of the season. Hitt gets loose off at 2, and he backs out of it, but through turns number 3 and 4, number 39 gets number 2 of the season. Spangler takes the win. Tyler Wilson 2nd, Blake Chapman 3rd, Jack Hitt 4th from 18th to 4th, your hard charger tonight. How about Gavin Chatham as well after that wild spin, guys? Rebounds to finish in the 5th spot.
Yeah, listening to him in his interviews, he seems like a guy who does a good job of staying calm out there, and he just proved, you know, you keep your head calm, you go in there and get that quick repair, you know, anything's possible. Go out there and try to get it done.
Pyrotechnics light up. Definitely one that he'll enjoy. Here's your race results here from tonight. As Spangler wins, Wilson 2nd, Blake Chapman 3rd, Jack Hitt 4th, Gavin Chatham 5th, Jeff Kemper 6th, Trent Verstraeten 7th, Bob DeGood 8th, Terry Landis 9th, Preston Cranmer rounds out the top 10. Here's a look at 11th through 20th. Heartbreak, obviously, a lot of drivers with heartbreak. Jesse Bandy, 17th. Kyle Moonen, 18th. 19th, Stephen Goldner. A nightmarish day for the Bandy-built drivers here. And then the final 4 drivers out here on the track. So with that being said, it is now time for our interviews. And the first guy we will bring in is the Knoxville Nationals champion, in Blake Chapman. Blake, a great run. I know it was tough to make it up to the front here, but walk us through your race tonight.
Yeah, well, right at the beginning, I was able to really keep pace on the bottom. This setup was really, really good. Felt like I might have had the fastest car out here tonight, but yeah, I was keeping pace there on the bottom, and I think the difference in this one was Patrick was just doing a really, really good job. He played it exactly how he needed to with that choose cone. He's getting good restarts, and yeah, he definitely earned this one tonight. But yeah, it was tough getting there in the third. Bandy was kind of all over the place tonight, driving me super hard. And yeah, I saw Tyler tap the ball there on the backstretch on the last lap. Was hoping for second, but he got a good run into third. We'll definitely take a podium though.
Was Tyler Wilson also a huge factor tonight in trying to make sure that Training Wheels Racing got a 1-2 finish?
Oh yeah, you know they were timing up those starts for sure. Especially with one, I think it was about 10 to go. I was on the outside and they kind of slowed down right at the about when they were ready to go, so I couldn't see them. And then I saw them go and try to hit the gas, and I spun the tires real bad. So yeah, they just did a really good job tonight and they played it exactly how they needed to get the win.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Yeah, I got to thank my parents and grandparents for watching and supporting all the boys down at the Krite Sim Racing team and the Can-Am Racing team. And I got to give a shout out to Galen's Gourmet Popcorn.
Oh, yeah.
You guys know all about it. You can head over to their website. And don't forget to use code CART, that's C-A-R-T, at checkout for 15% off some of their very delicious South Dakota homegrown popcorn. And I got to thank you guys for putting this broadcast on.
All righty. Well, we'll let you go. Looking forward to seeing you in Knoxville later this week. Great job.
Absolutely. Thank you, Marty.
So that's Blake Chapman, our third-place finisher. Let's go to P2 here from tonight. That, of course, is the Macho Man and Tyler Wilson. Tyler, I know it's not the win you wanted, but, hey, you helped out Training Wheels Racing get a 1-2 finish. I know you'll take that.
Yeah, you know, Patrick got me on a good slider there, and we kind of traded a few back and forth, and that caution just came out, you know, just kind of at the right time for him. But honestly, I think that last 10 laps, he was a little faster than me anyway. So, you know, I think it would have worked out the same no matter what. You know, definitely with getting to choose on those restarts, it's a big help having a teammate up there. That's for sure. Obviously, once we went single file, he was a little more quiet on the radio, but you know, it was definitely helpful there during those double wides.
What do you take away from this run tonight? Obviously, you close in on Blake Chapman's points lead. We don't know what the gap is, obviously, because you and Spangler each have used one of your 2 drops.
Yeah, I'll have to talk to Blake to see what week he doesn't want to show up, just so we're even. You know, maybe I can talk him into a week here, but no, it's awesome just to be, you know, Blake and Patrick are up here fighting for a points championship every single season. It's kind of cool to be a part of that convo for a change.
Who do you want to give shout outs to?
You guys for putting the broadcast on as always. You know, Roger for putting on Coast to Coast and everything that they do. I'm excited to see him, you know, hand that check over to the Stephen King Foundation. All the guys at Training Wheels. You know, we've had a good season once again. And you know, I guess that's it.
Alrighty, well, we'll let you go. Great job. Will you be in Knoxville this week?
I will not be.
Damn.
I will not be. I know it looks like it's going to be a ton of fun, especially with that museum tour. When are you heading out, Marty?
I'm flying in tomorrow.
Oh, nice. Well, hey, have a good trip, all you guys that are going. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Absolutely, we appreciate it, man. Great job tonight.
Hey, thank you.
Tyler Wilson finishing in second, but now we go to Victory Lane to talk with your winner. Second win of the season for the high side banger. Patrick Spangler, this one's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, I was a little worried in the matinee today because Blake was about 2/10 faster and I had nothing for him. So me and Tyler put in some work in the afternoon here, and it paid off, and able to stay on top here.
Absolutely. How much did Tyler Wilson help you out in this race as a whole tonight?
I mean, it's nice running up there with your teammates. You know you're gonna stay clean and things like that. And I mean, we had a good slider battle going. Probably burn our tires up, but it was pretty fun. It's always nice knowing you have somebody that's gonna be there, gonna run you clean and not push the limit. So that was nice. And just with the restarts, it's always gonna help out. So can't thank him enough. And I was just happy to get first and second there.
How about your choose cone lines? Any line that was given to you, whether it be low or high, whatever line you took, it paid off.
Yeah. When Tyler started on the top, it's really hard. I really wanted to take the spot behind him because it's hard seeing above you. And then I just missed the judgment on when he went, and I forget who was there. I think it was Kemper, who was super fast at the beginning. He got around me, and I was stuck there. And then the next choose cone, it worked out for me. But man. For the Renegades here, it's just frustrating because we can run the 50-lap race in Knoxville with 1 or 2 cautions, and we can't get a Renegade race under 8 cautions. I think it's the highest caution race in the league right now. So it'd be nice if we can get that down, because then the tire wear plays into it. If you go hard at the beginning, then you'll still have tires at the end. Or you won't have tires at the end, but you hopefully have a big enough gap. But right now, the guys that saved the first 20 laps under cautions, they are coming strong at the end.
Well, next week we go back to your home track, Williams Grove Speedway, one of your home tracks, I should say. What's your outlook look like?
I haven't raced. I think I raced it once on the new build, but it was a 410, and I was all over the place. Hopefully, a 360, I'll be back in my wheelhouse, but naturally wearing in. Usually, I do pretty good there. Nice long track. Sometimes the high side, sometimes bottom side. So hopefully, we'll get 2 lanes of racing there and put on a good show.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Just you for the awesome broadcast, and Zach and Brandon helping you out. Roger running the league. Triangles Racing, Brandon and Tyler tonight, and Birthday and the Rebels there. Dad, Uncle back on watching, and good luck to you guys at Knoxville this week.
Definitely appreciate it, man. We'll let you go. Great job tonight, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Patrick Spangler, your winner he is in Victory Lane, Extreme E-Speed TV. Victory Lane tonight. So, alrighty, as we wrap things up here, a great night tonight here at the Eldora Speedway. Gentlemen, we now move on to Williams Grove here. Final thoughts on the night here. Zach, we'll start with you.
Well, first off, you're welcome for taking your pick, because I made you look good there.
Thank you.
I had you pick the winner, but you
2
know,
weeks in a row,
next
by
week.
the way.
Yeah, no such thing as a commentator's curse with Marty. I guess it's me. I'm bringing the curses. But next week, my hometown track there, Williams Grove. You know, normally it's a trained track, but with this new update, you know, we have had some racing there at the bottom. So hopefully the guys, like Patrick was saying, you know, hopefully the guys settle down and learn from that Knoxville race, and we get some long green flag runs.
I should actually say 3 straight weeks too. Why? Because I took a picture with Connor Ross, and that helped him out win the Booth Boys Gluck. So that worked off. Brandon, final thoughts for you.
Yeah, Patrick kind of touched on it a little bit. Caution fest, man. It's gotta stop. It's painful to watch, and it's painful to be a part of. But otherwise, it's great racing all around. And you said Williams Grove next week. I don't think I've raced Williams Grove on the new build in a sprint car yet, so it's going to be an interesting little experiment.
Absolutely. So that'll do it here for us this evening. Again, thanks for all spending your Monday night with us. The GT3 race is coming up in just a bit. However, though, that will not be broadcasted, as I am about ready to hit the sack for the night and get ready to wake up in the morning to get ready for Knoxville. So on behalf of everyone at the Coast to Coast Racing League, Extreme E-Speed TV, all the fine drivers and sponsors, Roger Craig, Preston Kramer, and the awesome group of admins we have, on behalf of my broadcast team, Zach Chapman and Brandon Dittmer tonight, I'm Marty Sakala, signing off. Congrats to your winners tonight, Kevin Fry and Patrick Spangler, your winners. So long.